This was a post where a 20-year-old lottery winner was offered $1 million or $1,000 a week forever, right? So let's say she lives to 100, 80 years of $1,000 a week. She chose the $1,000 a week, and I looked at the comments, and it's amazing. But like as many comments as there were, oh, she made the right decision, she did the right thing, there were as many comments saying, this idiot doesn't understand inflation. And I sort of feel like the right answer to this, I know there's a right answer to this financially, of course. There's a calculation. But then there's also like a right answer that's lifestyle driven or just like based on how somebody wants to live their life. So before we get to the right answer, I was curious what your answer would be. You're not 20, you're 40.
You nailed it, Josh. I'm not 20, I'm 40. Right now, give me $1 million and it's no hesitation. Because there is a time value of money, there is a financial calculation. Like if you were to just plot this in a spreadsheet and forget about taxes, it gets really complicated. The $1,000 a week will never catch up. It just won't. If you compound that whatever percent on $1,000 or whatever percent on $1 million, the $1,000 will never catch up. However, as a 20-year-old, here's a few things that you give yourself if you're doing $1,000 a week. You give yourself peace of mind. You give yourself flexibility. Forget about time value, money, inflation. I think we all understand the math part of it.
Are you going to take the $1 million payout or $1,000 a week? It all depends on your situation. But also, too, I don't know. For me, even if I was 20 years old or if I'm 40 years old, I'm going to take the $1 million up front. But people have to understand it's not $1 million up front because it's taxes. So you probably won't get $600,000. But what would I do? You got to use that money to invest. So if you're not good at investing, if you know you're going to blow the money, take the payments. But if you know about either buying rental properties or put your money into annuities or putting it in the cash with a high interest savings account to get that interest where you can get that money every month off of that, because you can do that with annuities, playing that game. But if you are not good at investing, take the payments for life. But how does that work though? If you die, does somebody else get it? So you have to understand the terms, but really it all depends on you. That's just like when we see right now, the jackpot for the Powerball is, I think, $1.25 billion, right? What are you going to do? Are you going to take the payments or are you going to take the cash payout, which is probably like $600-700 million? I'm going to take the $600-700 million. Take my taxes out now. I don't want to see y'all. And I'm going to put my money into income producing assets, right? I feel like a lot of y'all, when we see it, the reason why a lot of people go broke from these lottery things is because they don't know money. It's easy to say what you're going to do. Yeah, I'm going to put my money in this and that. This is the reason why if you know you hit the lottery, you definitely got to get a game plan. Have your plan before. Okay, I'm going to put my money in this. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a nonprofit. There's a bunch of things that you can do to make money and to save money, but it's all up to you to see if you're going to do it. If you came from no money and you don't know what an annuity is or a high yield cash account is, or if you don't know anything about getting like a fourplex, living in one and building up your money, if you don't know anything about that, then I think $1,000 a week should be good for you. I think no matter what age, if you bad with money, I think you should slow play it. I think you should. $1,000 a week, that's like what, 40, how many weeks we got? 46,000. So we're looking at $50,000 a week. $50,000 a year. I don't think that's bad, but it's all dependent on you. A lot of people do that. They take the cash, but what you gonna do with the cash? You know what? First, I'm gonna get a car and get a house, and then I'm gonna see what I got left. That's where you mess up. You getting these liabilities and not getting these assets first. Yeah, like I said, right now it's $1.25 billion in the Powerball. Yeah, see, somebody will win that and go broke because they ain't got a plan. They think that money. Look, 700. It's cash out. Probably gonna be like 700, 800 million. All right, that's a lot of money. But you can spend that money so fast. You can be broke within a year if you got 800 million and you never had money before. You're going to be giving it to everybody. Everybody going to hand their hand out. You're going to want to do trips. You're going to want to have cars. You're going to want to have mansions. You don't care. The money is limitless to you. But that's how people go broke. There was one guy that said, I saw on TikTok, he hit the lottery and he went broke within a year. He was spending $131,000 a week. And the job he had previously, he was only making $50,000 a year. So he went from making $50,000 a year, hit the lottery, and said, I'm going to spend $131,000 a week. That's that scarcity mindset. Now I got it. I'm going to ball out. But then what happens when the money goes up? I believe the girl, she chose the payments over the, and she just knew, I think she just knew herself. I think she wanted security. If I get this for the rest of my life, I can guarantee count on getting $4,000 a month. Guaranteed. But you got to understand where you're getting your money from. You got some of these places that give you money, you win the lottery, and they say that, but then they go bankrupt. So it's all about being smart, all about understanding, like you understand where the money coming from. But I definitely think that you should just take the money and put it something straight into an investment strategy. But you have to know, though, that's the hardest part is it's hard to learn something new when you got money in your pocket.
But guess what? Who's to say that a 20-year-old would be able to properly handle $1 million windfall, even if it's cut in half after taxes? What if you blow it? What if you make a few bad decisions? So if I'm 20, I probably take the $1,000. Now that I'm a grown-up, I'm happy to take the $1 million.
I think that's my answer too, and I'm older than 40. So $1,000 a week is less meaningful, but also it's a function of where you're at in your life. You say this to a billionaire, what the hell do they want to bother with $1,000 a week check for? What is even the meaning of that? Probably making $1 million a month in interest. So there's a component to this where it's like, who are you? Not just how old are you, but what's your current financial situation, where one answer makes more sense than another. And the thing about being a billionaire and taking $1 million is not going to change your tax bracket.
I love it. It's very smart. I think it's all dependent on where you at financially. What do you know about money? I think that's what it comes down to. What do you know about money when you're getting this influx of cash? If you don't have a good relationship with money, then you got to slow pay it. You got to slow play it. You got to just say, let this money come in. I'll just wait. I'll be patient. I'll do this. I'll do that. Cool. Be patient with the money. But if you have a good relationship with money, if you're a saver, if you know what to do with money, if you understand investing, if you understand assets, if you understand annuities, real estate, stocks, bonds, all of that, if you got a game plan, when I get this money, I'm gonna put $100K here, $100K here. Oh, okay, I'll keep 50K for myself. I'll have a great time, but the rest of the money I'm putting up, because that money that you do put up, you can put in certain assets and you'll make well more over $50,000 a year. But you have to have the knowledge. So it's all about the knowledge. Maybe that girl didn't feel comfortable in her knowledge and money. Maybe she didn't want to be tempted. Maybe she knew herself. Maybe she broke and she knew that I don't want to be broke. I want to at least have $4,000 coming in every month, and I know I can count on that money. Sometimes people just need stability in order to be successful later on in life. Maybe I could just use this $4,000 and create stability, and then I can chase my dreams. Instead of just having all this money in my account, now I'm responsible for what I'm gonna do. I could just get this money every week, and I can be in charge of my dreams, and I can chase my dreams. It's all up to you, though. But it's all about your relationship with money on making a decision like that. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. As always, going to keep this thing rocking, keep it going. I appreciate the love, the support. Go Getter Patreon coming soon. Daily show coming soon. I'm excited. We're going to keep it working. We're going to keep it going. I'm new on the scene, but I'm going to keep going. Can't be stopped.